Susul. Welcome to Under the Plumbob, the podcast about all things related to the EA-Maxis series of games called The Sims. We avoid the real world by talking about our made-up ones. Each episode will focus on one of several rotating themes, including building, gameplay, lore, and more. This episode, we're going to be talking about a popular and relatively recent mod by Kawaii Stacy called Slice of Life. I'm Caitlin.
I'm Roxy.
And I'm Melissa.
Hey, Melissa. Welcome to our team.
Hi, I'm crashing.
It's Team Llama. You can crash anytime.
Thank you.
Pull up a bed.
Llama, llama, llama. I'm here. I'm ready.
Did you guys see the toys I sent this morning?
I did.
I found these toys called, what were they called? Like Llama something. What's the Llama something?
Super llama.
They were really goofy. One of them was a little problematic.
That always happens. Why is everything problematic? Oh, I didn't.
Who is your llama? That's what they're called. I found these at Cracker Barrel because that's where I had breakfast.
Oh my god!
Who's your llama?
Cute.
You could be the Lucha Llama.
That's Melly. She called dibs.
I'm the Mama Llama, even though that one isn't there.
I'm the drama llama, always.
I was gonna say, I think I might be drama llama. I'll be fairy llama because she just looks like she has a pretty dress.
So cute. Okay. All right. Toys.
They,
We are not endorsed by this toy.
but they wink, they spit, they grin, they tongue out. Okay, I'll put it down.
Okay. So where can you get this mod? Kawaii Stacy has a very vast website. You can register. She's got a Discord, she's got forums, she's got Patreon. So we'll get to that in a sec, but I also want to do a real quick thing on who is Kawaii Stacy in case you haven't heard of her. She doesn't have a whole lot of personal information that's, easily Googleable, but I'm sure if you follow her on social media, you get to know her better. She's a well-known creator in the Simsverse. She makes mods and custom content. And she got into modding after being dissatisfied with The Sims 4, as, a lot of our diehard Sims 3, Sims 2 players were. And she even stopped playing completely for a couple of years. And then I think she was like, I'm going to mod this game and make it better. So she did. She makes a lot of great mods, and she's a game changer.
You can't quit Sims. You just can't quit it.
No, you can't. I couldn't.
They always come back.
Got me back. So yeah. So you go to the website at her webpage, and you can go to the Slice of Life page to download it and see all the features. We'll also link you to the download page, of course. The only requirement is the base game. And the intention of this mod is to add more realism to the game. It adds physical changes based on your Sim's mood, new buffs, and a cell phone menu that's similar to another mod that she created for social media. So it's like if you have this mod, you don't need that one. And it affects all the Sims in the game, not just active ones you're playing. So it's kind of fun. You can kind of see like, oh, that person's blushing or whatever.
Are they overheated? Are they horny?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Blushing is my favorite feature of this mod, so I had to tease
It is
that.
pretty cute.
So yeah, this mod is current. It's very actively being developed, being updated. So you definitely want to keep an eye on this page for updates whenever there's a patch or a new pack or anything. Even
there's a note
debugging.
right now even for Island Living,
which will be out by the time
update coming.
You hear this, but
yeah.
So by the time you hear this, she should have it already for Island Living compatibility, which is awesome. Let's see. So if you're on the webpage, the download options are a little sketch as far as if you're not used to downloading mods. So Caitlin, do you want to do a dramatic reenactment?
Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm trying to download this mod, but all the download links look like traps.
I feel you. Use the first one. Coincidentally, that's the AdFly link. Let it load, deny any plugins, and click continue or skip the ad at the top when it loads. Then you will finally get to the sweet, sweet safety of Sim file share, which is the mecca of Sim apps and custom content. If you can get your files from there, it feels very safe. Vanity similarly was like, so I'm trying this and I feel ya. I am hella suspect about downloading this. If I get a virus, I'm coming after you all. As far as I know, no one's gotten a virus, but
it looks like you're gonna get a virus going through the process. Like I was like, I might not be able to do this episode because my computer might break down.
Yeah, I tried.
I clicked the wrong link.
I tried using the second link, and I forget which one it is, but it's like there were so many ads and things. I had no idea what to click, and I was like, "This is no good. I don't like it." That said, if you really, 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 really like Kawaii Stacy, she has a Patreon, and if you tribute a certain amount to her, you can get like ad-free downloads. So
you don't have to dodge.
I mean, you do what you want with your money.
When I clicked the AdFly link to do it, it started yelling at me. So like one of those like sound ads that come out of nowhere, and you're like, "What window? What window? Where are you? Where are you coming from?" And it was something, menacing, and your computer has a virus, and everything is scary. And all you got to do is keep your eye on that top right-hand corner where it's like a countdown. It's like a skip in 3, 2, 1. And then you can click on the button and you're all the way to safety.
For real, though, it is scary, especially if you're not used to modding. So just hang in there if you want to try this out.
You haven't had to download something like that in a long time. So I was like, oh, now it's my own computer, not like my parents' computer if I break it. I don't know.
I have consequences.
Yeah.
I have to pay for it if I break it.
I know. I'm always worried about what my kids are downloading. Okay. So who wants to talk about the cute little appearance changes?
I can do that.
Yeah, you can.
So part of the mod is these built-in appearance changes that correspond with different happenings in the game. So for example, there are these skin overlays for your Sims. They'll get teary eyes when they're sad, a blushy face when they're flirty or embarrassed. They get a little flushed when they're drunk, which is also part of the mod. You get a bruised face if you lose a fight, a red face if you're going to puke. You can get zits for acne. Rebecca made a note at this point and said the acne was constant on my sim, #relatable, #same, #adult acne, #I feel that.
Make it go away.
There are gaps in kid sims when you lose a tooth, which I think is adorable. And your hands get dirty when your sim is filthy. They also look absolutely devastated when they're tired.
Yeah,
so
I added this picture because I was like, this is not mentioned anywhere, but as soon as your sims get tired, they get like red smear under their eyes. I was like, they look like they've been doing other things besides just staying awake.
Because when my sims got really tired, they just got like these really dark bags under their eyes, which is the same like skin overlay they get when they're really sick. So I would be like, oh no, am I sick again? Okay, good, they're just tired.
We can talk about the sickness later.
Spoilers.
But, I have opinions about the sickness.
You also get a variety of new emotions that pop up kind of randomly. I feel like there isn't a whole lot of rhyme or reason to when these pop up, and because they're kind of invented, they can be a little confusing at first when you see them. Like I know when relaxed comes up, you get the same kind of animation or like emotional picture for your sim as they get when they're dazed, and I'm like, why is my sim fucked up? Oh, they're just relaxed. Okay, sure.
Do you not look like you're on drugs when you're relaxed? That's my my relaxed face.
So the variety of emotions are relaxed, insecure, depressed, stressed, attractive. I guess you're feeling cute. IDK might play The Sims.
Probably
anxious, shy. Loved, annoyed, lonely, scared, jealous, ashamed, lust, disappointed, ambitious, and hurt. There's a lot there.
I'm not sad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. I have to say, I never saw disappointed come up. And they do kind of come up like very randomly. And I feel like insecure came up a lot when I was playing.
I never had hurt come up. I had lust come up.
Yeah, lust would come up. I'm like, lust, I know what to do with lust. I'm good here.
This is the easy sin. Here
But
we go.
hurt, I think, only comes up if you're fighting.
Oh.
I could
my
be
Sims
wrong,
didn't
but
fight
I know
yet.
I did some.
Oh,
yeah,
like
I think I did
physically hurt?
some.
Not
I could
like
be wrong, but I
emotional?
swear it might have come up when I was doing like the seasons fight day thing, the neighborhood,
brawl?
neighborhood brawl.
Brawl day.
If only that were real.
He's so
Where they got that
bizarre.
from. Where
Seriously.
what is going on with the sim gurus? Like, do they just have a day where they punch each other?
So I made my own holiday that was like a Super Bowl Sunday type of event, and I put fighting in as like one of the sanctioned activities.
That makes me think of Firefly. They had the Remembrance Day or whatever it was, or Unification Day. And Jane would always, or
why do we always end up in a bar on Unification Day, sir?
And Mal would go start a fight. Anyway, I love that show.
This is a good show.
Who wants? Caitlin, you want to talk about talents? You can do preferences too.
Preferences and the talents were my favorite part of this mod. So talents, it picks what, like, your sim will be good at, like, being creative. Your sim will be, like, good at, like, mental, like, logic-based things. And it makes it easier for your sim to learn those things. Those are what your sim is good at, or what your sim likes to do, is chosen at random. And it's chosen at random based on what your sim is doing. So if you have a certain idea for a sim, if you want them to be creative, go have them paint, and it's more likely they'll get the creative aspect of it. So you get a 5 times bonus on actions that are akin to your talent. So if you're painting,
like a buff.
Yeah, you get a buff. Thank you very much. So if you're painting, you get, and you're creatively inclined, you paint faster than if you gain, like, the painting skill faster.
Yeah, I think it's like
than you would have before.
Perform better and you gain the skill faster, which I like this, but it counts as cheating in most challenges, so I feel like I have to take it out a lot.
Your Sims don't get to make a lot of choices for themselves in Sims 4. Like, we're not stuck with things that they just are. And I kind of miss that. There's not a lot of, like, you choose. I don't know. Like, what do you want to do? I don't know. Whatever you tell me to do. So this is kind of nice that, like,
I'm just a simulation.
No, have opinions. So this is kind of nice because, like, your sim will make a choice, or you can force them into a choice if you want. And it's easier to kind of build you like doing this kind of thing. Okay, that narrows down what you'll choose for a career or something, or what you do as a pastime. I also had a toddler you get a learning about me moodlet which normally signifies a talent being picked, but there was no new trait for them. So I'm wondering if it'll show up when they're a kid. I didn't get to play. The toddler's still a toddler. So I'm not exactly sure if they'll grow up and have that trait added or not.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because the toddlers have, like, a completely different skill set, so maybe she just didn't tag those specific skills, but the game knows which talent she's going to have when they grow up.
Yeah. So I'll keep you posted. The other thing that they added that goes back to something I absolutely loved from Sims 2, this added preferences. You get turn-ons and turn-offs. So it makes it so after you start interacting with Sims, your Sim will figure out what they like and what they don't like. And if they like say that you like family-oriented Sims, you will build relationships faster and easier with Sims with the family-like traits. And say your Sim hates athletic Sims, it's harder to build relationships with Sims with athletic stuff.
Kind of some, like, compatibility options.
Yes, I love it the most. This was I didn't know this was going to be in here, and it showed up, and I was like, oh, it's back, because I really, really miss the lightning bolt compatibility lightning bolts in Sims 2. It was one of my favorite features.
Yeah,
because you could literally, like, look around the room, and, like, Sims that your Sim would find attractive would just, like, light up, and you'd be like, that Sim I find hot. I'm going to go talk to them. You can't do that part in this, but you can. They will like more Sims than other Sims.
Yeah, I wanted to spend some time talking about this because I think this feature was like a really big draw for this mod. This one in the talents. And I was like lukewarm on it because I already have trouble sometimes getting my Sims to pair up with the ones that I want them to. Like, for example, the save I'm working on this weekend, he's in like generation 2, so he has to have one kid for his generation. And I had this girl, really cute girl he knew when he was a teenager, picked out. She aged up to a young adult, and like every attempt I made to flirt with her just fell completely flat. And I was like, okay, you guys are clearly not compatible. So I'm like, I don't need turn-ons and turn-offs to make my life more difficult. But it's fine. But there's definitely some stuff going on under the hood that we can't see that affects attraction.
Yeah, which I wish we could see and at least be aware of, like, oh, your Sim will never like this person. Don't try.
I'd really love to know, like, okay, is she turned off because she's gay? Because I'd really like to know that about a Sim. Because I don't want to force them into a hetero relationship if they're not.
I think Sims can go either way. It just depends on what their other interaction.
Yeah, normally. But I was just wondering, like, okay, they're really good friends. How come she doesn't like him?
He's just not that into you.
I felt so rejected. Okay, anyway. Also, I think that this preferences situation has a similar flaw. I mean, it depends on if you feel like it's a flaw, as the Sims 2 version, where it also takes into account body types. So I get a little offended when they don't like chubby Sims, because I'm like, I'm a chubby human, and
I had a lot of my...
You almost said I'm a chubby Sim.
Just kidding.
Me!
Roxy, I need you to look up real fast. Is there a green, yellow, or red jewel above your head?
No, it's teal. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh, good.
That's normal. Okay.
I'm inspired when I'm talking to my people.
Aww.
Okay.
For my rotational play, where if I don't have a plan for all of them, there's too many. So some of them, it's like, because I had multiple ones, not like athletic Sims.
Yeah.
And they wanted family-oriented ones. And I was like, oh, everybody's in everybody wants no one wants the hot, fit people. That's nice.
They're boring anyway.
I just want to talk about how many push-ups.
Story number 2. I had Slice of Life in my rotational play because I was like, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Oh, yeah.
Alice decided she didn't like athletic Sims right after I put her husband Eric into the athlete career, and I was like, this is gonna be a problem. You don't like my job? Why?
You said what job he went in. I was like, but he's a doctor though, and I was like, no, I did that.
He's a blank slate. But I was like, how come the one job I decided to pick for him was the one she doesn't like? I don't know. They may just have another kid to save their marriage, because that works. Hashtag. Not really.
No.
Bob, Eliza, are you listening? That child will not save your marriage.
But he's a cutie.
You can't distract it with just him.
Or the twins. All right, we're getting way too deep.
Or the twins that I had. Yeah.
Listen to our rotational play. You'll hear all about the various children of the pancakes.
I had so many twins.
Let's move on to controversial topipic number 2.
Let's sync our cycles, girls.
Or we don't have to, because they don't have to. So they added a menstrual cycle.
She said it was highly requested, which gave me the vibe of she didn't really want to do it, but people wanted it.
Why was this requested? Who wants to?
Me!
Why?
I think this is so interesting. Here's a part of The Sims. I mean, it's obviously not super realistic as a game, but there are parts that, are true to life. And this part was completely left out. I don't know that anyone loves their period, but I mean,
have a happy period.
It's part of life. It is what it is. Thank you, Aunt Flo. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. I haven't had it come around in my game yet, so I'll give that disclaimer, but I'm interested to see.
Full disclosure, if you don't want periods with this mod, you can easily delete it out, and thank God, because I did. All my female Sims, they would be like, immediately,
over their life.
Oh, you ready for your cycle? So the first time I played them, immediately.
They just had so many, every moodlet was just upset And there was like multiple, you could be +2 to angry, +2 to sad, +2 to like insecure, all over the place. And the
same.
thing that it lasts for 6 sim days.
Days. Sorry. 6. You're pregnant for 3. Why does the period last for 6 fucking days? I have feelings about this.
You get 12 days without it, then it's back for another 6. And you're just like,
it's so
right, that is a lot. Long. There's no way to adjust those days?
I don't think so.
All right.
And then, okay, the other one I didn't like, which is mentioned here, I think, Caitlin, you wrote this, but you get a moodlet called Overused Tampon. First of all, not everyone uses tampon.
Yeah, that shit is not okay.
It embarrasses you, and the other Sims around you react as if your Sim is filthy. And I'm sorry, but other people don't know if your tampon is overused.
You would have to be wearing it for days, I think. I feel
like, no offense to Kawaii Stacy, but I feel like, has she never had a period? Was she just like going off of some kind of weird stereotype? Because this is not a thing that happens.
I also didn't like that you have to take a shower to change your period. You can't change your tampon. You can't just go to the bathroom, which would be where it would happen. Or
like wash your hands. Yeah, I don't know. I took this out of my game pretty quick. I was like, no, this is way too much. Too much.
And it's 6 days.
So I'll give it some time. I'll give it some time to see if this is the period mod for me. If not, I will be on the lookout for more true to life menstrual cycle mods. And she does say on her site that if you want a different type of experience with a menstrual cycle mod, that she recommends Wicked Whims. I did know that about Wicked Whims. It's one of the reasons that I want to download it, but then there are all those other reasons that I don't want to download it. So here we are. So if you have realistic, life physiology mods for me, send them our way.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd like to compare. And I will say it also doesn't seem to affect fertility, which is another issue I have with it. But really, this is the only part of the mod package that I really have major problems with.
Because of the menstrual cycle, a lot of the added moodlets seem to negatively affect female Sims, as in a way that it doesn't get, like, I know that's mildly true to life because of actual periods, but it's like all of the female Sims would be like, I have headaches, I have cramp, like and the male Sims would be like, I don't know, I'm feeling embarrassed today, I guess.
Also, you stink.
Oh God. I am playing a household with 3 females and 3 males, and from their almost time moodlet, I think they're all going to be synced up.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So that's not
It does
ideal.
Also affect, like, in real life, so you'll get, like, hungry for no good reason, and then you'll also be like, well, I'm tired. Like, all my energy's gone.
Yes.
So it does affect, or it's like, I'm just uncomfortable. You're like, yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
I feel you, girl.
It'd be like that. So, yeah, it's just, because of this, like, it's just so uneven of, like, negative moodlets for the females, and it's when trying to get them to do things where you need them to not be in a negative moodlet is like, work through it, suck it up. You got if you got things to do.
It'd be nice if exactly.
Need a Midol
if you could take a pill or something, because that's what we do in real life. We suck it up, we get things done.
Yeah, there should be a suck it up option. Like, click yourself, suck it up, and you should be able to, like, power through.
That is our next t-shirt idea. Click yourself, suck it up.
Some of those emotions are very powerful. Like, my guy, he's living in a crappy apartment, and he had 2 things happen at once. It's like the roaches and the broken pipes. And so he got those tense moodlets. So I just got him out of the house. And it came back and one of them was fixed. And I think because he'd gotten those tense moodlets, he got slammed with the anxious moodlet where he's like overwhelmed by life. And that tense moodlet would not go away for like 5 hours. So I spent
some of these
the whole day just getting him over his anxiousness.
That's how I'm going to describe when I'm having a bad day. I'm sorry, I just have the anxious moodlet today. I am getting slammed by the anxious moodlet today.
Yeah.
I need that button that I can just put
to suck it up.
Click yourself and suck it up.
That's our episode title.
Yeah. It's my goal to name the episode.
So your Sims can also get bad breath as part of this mod, but it can be fixed if you have them brush their teeth.
It doesn't always go away when
You have to do it 2 or 3 times.
Well,
sometime.
that's called halitosis, and I get it, okay?
Yeah, for sure.
2 or 3 times.
So, like, is there any purpose to brushing your teeth in The Sims other than that? Like, because
you get a confident boost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, brush your teeth, kids.
Also, actually, speaking of teeth, when the child Sims lose their teeth, sometimes they get a really powerful uncomfortable moodlet, which I get it. It's uncomfortable.
Oh,
but I kind of wish there was like a positive end to that. Like maybe, the tooth fairy's coming positive moodlet or something, because it seems like such a bummer that they're just uncomfortable and sad about it. They do look super
cute. Yeah, they look cute.
This mod is the only time I've been worried about emotional death because of all the added moodlets. I was like, I can see this going south real fast.
That's a good
fortunately,
point.
mine tended to get uncomfortable or tense or flirty. Yeah, you can't die from those
that
3.
yet.
But yeah, there's some embarrassed ones that I'd be a little worried about, or angry ones.
Because I'm afraid with a teenager. I didn't play with a teenager, and I don't know if that's because they're like plus 50 for everything that happens to them anyway. So then you add like the acne moodlet, which makes them sad or embarrassed. That I don't know. I'm like, if I play a teenager,
have you had teenagers
will they
die from emotions?
I haven't had anybody die from emotions yet.
The only issue I've had with teenagers is if, like in the 100 Babies Challenge, I had 2 teens die from extreme emotions because I aged them up to young adult. And because they were in that like heightened emotion, then they died. But I feel like the teens maybe aren't dying as much. Like maybe they have a protective buff. Maybe
they can have to go through the big emotions, so they made it so they can't.
I've seen my teens be enraged and like mortified for a pretty long, a long amount of time where I would think they would be close to death, but they managed to come out of it. So I don't know. I mean, I know it's possible. I've definitely heard of teenagers dying in The Sims, but teenage Sims dying, not like the players. Sickness.
Speaking of death.
This is the thing I hated the most.
Really?
Yeah, besides the period.
So your Sims have the option to get a toothache, the flu, stomach aches, allergies, colds, 2 woohoo diseases, parentheses non-deadly, so like STIs, and ear infections. What did I say?
STDs. I don't
Are they
know.
not the same
they lean
thing?
toward more toward STI now because I don't know why.
Would it be a WTI?
Yeah, it would be a woohoo transmitted infection.
WTI, WTD. Yeah.
I don't know. They don't have sex ed in The Sims.
They all seem to understand it, though. They have consent. There's get
That's
pregnant
true.
or not get
Except
pregnant.
for the part where, did you hear? So I was reading things and somebody had tried to woohoo with an infected Sim from Strangerville. And you can woohoo with them, even though you can't talk to them. So that's kind of not consensual.
Oh.
But I think that might be a glitch.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
they
care
might
for
want to
that.
fix that.
Our utopia.
Things that are problematic.
Oh, I love it when you sing.
Thank you.
Right. So you can cure these sicknesses sometime. Yeah.
That's my problem. Sometimes you can do everything and they don't go away for 4 days. Your Sim's is just sick for 4 days.
Well, Caitlin, that's life. I've had bronchitis for the past 2 weeks, and I am ready for it to be over. I'm doing everything right. I took all my antibiotics, so...
I want my Sims to have a better life than I do. And I would like them to be able to drink some green tea and nap and get over it.
Realism.
Okay.
Realism.
I had
No.
minor issues, low key compared to menstrual, but not only could you get the flu, you could get the llama flu. So there's 2 different kinds of flus you can get.
Hey. Represent.
And for some reason, if you have this mod in your game, you will no longer get the energized buff from taking medicine, but you're more likely to get the dazed moodlet from taking medicine. And I'm like,
That's kind of interesting.
I kind of wanted to keep my energized moodlet from medicine. I like it. It makes me feel
I wanted the
that too.
medicine to work because I had 2 Sims get sick and nothing worked on them for both of them. So the 60% thing I'm questioning.
To be fair, if you keep the sicknesses and they're not overtaking your game, it's fine. And if you're stuck, you can also we'll get to the SOL phone. We'll get to that because Slice of Life phone has a bunch of features. First, another thing that came back from other versions of The Sims that people liked in this mod was the memory system. So it's not quite like The Sims 3 where you get like little photo album to look through and remember things, but your Sim will remember things that have happened in their lifetime.
Via moodlets.
Yeah, so you'll get a little moodlet that pops up. And there's one that's not on here that isn't really a memory, I don't think, but it doesn't really fit in any other categories, so I'll mention it. But the ones that she listed on the site are like remembering getting married, getting cheated on, divorced, parent divorce, death, peed self, first kiss, first woohoo in general. Being cheated on is on here twice. I guess cheating on someone versus being cheated on. Okay. Pet death, breakups, and children.
It's good to remember your children.
You both get a moodlet when the memory gets made and then later when the memory comes up.
Yeah, because you're remembering. I like that.
And I guess the game already has the children thing a little bit. Because you do have your Sims will just be doing something and then start thinking about a family member. That might be a parenthood thing, but still, it's like you have that little thing that comes up and you see their little face and then the little timer goes around and you're done thinking about them. But it's really cute. And then there's also there's 2 things actually that kind of fit into this. There's good dream, so you'll get a random like moodlet from having a good dream, and I don't like that one because it tends to show up.
It shows up whenever it wants.
It should show up like right after you wake up, but I found mine showing up like at 2 p.m. after I've been awake for 8 hours. I'm like, what? Okay, sure. I guess you could just suddenly remember good dream.
Daydreaming.
And then there's like one where kids will get, I think adults too, but they get like baby fever. It's not really a memory. It's not really an emotion.
I hope the kids don't get it. The adults
they
should
do.
Get the
like the kids
fever.
get it and they're like, oh, I really wish I had a sibling, which I get as an only child.
Yeah.
And I think the adults can get it too, but definitely the kids can get this baby fever moodlet.
This was one that I also only saw my female Sims get, not my male Sims. That's why I was like, some of this is very like.
I definitely had some of my
things that are problematic.
I definitely had some of my male children Sims get baby fever.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Good. Okay, good.
You know.
I didn't get any kids wanting, but I only played one child while practicing this. So.
Rebecca commented on sickness that I swear there's a bladder infection moodlet that comes up when your Sim's bladder gets too full / wets themselves. I got so angry using this mod while playing 100 Babies because it was constant. Turns out looking after triplets causes my Sims to wet themselves a lot. That's confirmed across the board. Bladder failures are a big one when you do 100 Baby. And I guess that's kind of true to life too. You know, if you have a lot of kids, it's harder to not pee. Mom of the group, can you confirm this?
Honestly, bladder infections are a little bit like, I think there's a genetic predisposition. So I've been fortunate in that we don't have a lot of that going on in our family, but I know other families that do. And I kept having Sims get this, they didn't have to pee themselves. They just, if they had to pee really bad, like if they were asleep and they had to pee.
If they didn't go to the bathroom soon enough, that's when they would get it.
Wake up.
I'm sorry. This is like what my mother like warned me about growing up. Like, don't hold your pee.
No, she's right.
I'm serious. She would yell at me for holding it. She's like, you're gonna get a bladder infection. You're gonna get
and some people
UTI.
Are prone to them, like, so for sure, listen to your mom.
Yeah. We get real here on this podcast, okay? Listen to your mom.
Did your mom make this mod?
Is your mom
Listen to your mom. Click yourself and suck it up.
Melissa's mom is quiet, Stacey.
Oh my god.
Is that you?
Mommy?
But just try to pee before you go to bed. And then maybe you won't get that bladder infection in the morning.
For your Sims and for you.
Too much information. Let's talk about the phone.
We get real.
The SOL phone.
Fun.
You might think this is not an important feature, but it really is. First of all, there's a bunch of games
that do stuff.
Besides just raising your fun.
Yeah. So the apps, so you click on your sim and then there should be an SOL phone that'll show up as an option. You click that. When you get, there's one section is called the apps, and there's a bunch of games and they each up different skill levels. So my first language ups charisma, media production ups
Creative.
media production.
Great.
Yeah. Mama's cooking ups cooking.
Like cooking mama.
Yeah. Multi-Coon, video games. Poker Wars, logic. Let's Draw, painting. I miss Let's Draw. Fishing Simulator, fishing. Virtual puppy pet training and virtual baby parenting. So on this game, you can literally be like, I'm learning how to raise my children. Let me play this game real fast.
Sims forever. I love that.
That's the
I think that's great.
fantastical realism I'm asking for.
Yes, that's what I like. I mean, and I like the other stuff too, but this is pretty great.
It gives you more options for communicating with other Sims that your Sim knows. So you can send them different types of friendly, romantic, or mean texts. I don't know why you would send mean texts unless you're a mean Sim.
Some people are.
Some
then
Sims
there's
are
the
mean.
golden egg of the phone.
What
was your question?
I was just going to mention that the apps that let you build skills in different ways than you typically would. If you use, for example, the My First Language app to build your charisma skill, then you can avoid that quirk for getting famous, where it's like, all I do is talk in the mirror and I love myself. So you can avoid that like vain
Vanity Street
quirk.
or whatever it's called. No offense to Vanity.
Yeah, so different ways of we love Vanity.
Like Main Street, I don't know.
Yeah. So it's just it'll avoid it mixes up your interactions for building a skill, because there really aren't too many for charisma.
No,
again, this is a little cheaty if you're doing a challenge, because you could get away with not having to buy skill building items and just use your phone, which people who don't have the mod can't do. But it's cool, and most of the time it doesn't matter if you're breaking the rules. Like, no one's gonna know. It's between you and yourself. What was I gonna say?
Who cares?
Just that. Oh, I wonder if they coded it correctly so that playing games on the SOL phone apps would satisfy your phone addict fame quirk.
Oh. That was the other thing I was going to say, because I'm dealing with a Sim right now who's got that quirk.
Test it and let us know.
And I wonder. I will.
Cool. Okay, so the golden egg, like probably the most important feature, especially for troubleshooting that's on your SOL phone, is SOL settings. And here's where you can do a lot of good, helpful under the hood stuff. If you don't want to let the game pick your turn-ons and your turn-offs and your talents, you can do it yourself via the SOL settings, but you have to do it before the game assigns them randomly, because once they're assigned, I think you can only remove them. I'm not sure. Like, it seems like if you could remove them, then you could just reassign them, but I haven't played around with that, so I don't know. The feature I use this for is removing the buffs that I don't want to be there anymore. So, like, you can...
It's the only way I got rid of being sick.
And she kind of admits on her page that, like, if you're sick and nothing's clearing it, you got to use the SOL settings to clear the sickness buff. But you can also clear...
Wish I had that in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can also add them if you're really into, like, storytelling and you want a certain buff to be there. You can add or remove these buffs. There's the drunk buffs, the sickness buffs, and the appearance buffs. And for me, like, not all adults have adult acne. So some of the adults, I will be like, no, that doesn't make sense for the Sim to have acne. So I take it away as soon as it pops
Proactive.
Up.
Here you go.
Like my global superstar 100 babies mama, I'm like, she doesn't really, I think she would make sure she doesn't have acne. But her teenage daughter, sure, she can have acne.
Love it.
So yeah, it's really smart. I really like the way that she's built in a lot of, as much as functionality as she can, including in-game troubleshooting, which is really great.
There's also options out of the game if you want to kind of customize what aspects of this mod that you have.
Correct.
If you are well-versed or not well-versed in modding, even if you've added one piece of CC, in order to add a mod, you have to go into your game folder. I'll walk through it on a PC. It's in my documents. If I open my file finder window, documents, electronic arts, Sims 4, and then there's a molder. Then there's a folder, a Scully. Then there's a folder that says mods, and if you click into that, you have as many mod folders as you want. And when you download the Kawaii Stacy mod, you just click and drag your folders into this. But unlike some other mods or CC that you add, she's got a couple extra steps if you want to really optimize. And it's all laid out on her website, but it has to do with deleting some files in the Sims 4 folder that don't actually have a purpose, and it just lets you kind of clear up your game. That it's tough for me to do. It's scary when you are like, in there deleting game files. But I'll speak from experience. I followed the instructions. She actually links to our favorite Carl Sims guide. We love Carl. To show you how to, delete certain things that help your game run a little smoother. And she really kind of pushes it for download of her mod. Like, if you download this, you should, I acknowledge that I will complete these steps first. So I definitely wanted to do that to make it run as well as possible. And so far, so good. But you can also, in downloading, each of the different aspects come in different package files. So, for example, if you wanted to just not have the drunk aspect in your game with this mod, you can just not add that package to your folder.
Right. You can just delete out any little parts of it. The only one you have to keep in is the main system, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it breaks out the appearance system, the drunk system, the phone system, the social system, and then this doesn't have it, but there's also a different package file for the period system, which I promptly removed from my game.
It looks like Baby Fever and Dreams are in the same package. So certain things are kind of linked, but for the most part, it's pretty broken out into different categories, which I think is really smart and helpful, especially to someone who's new to mods and, is trying to customize their game, but not necessarily have all of it. I feel like going through this exercise will continue to help me practice for way, way, way bigger mods like a Wicked Whims, like a MCCC. It makes it less daunting.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about that. What's next?
I was just looking at this. Yeah, I took out the SOL personality, which is like all your preferences and talents, because I was like, I'm playing challenges. I can't have these high-level cheaty things. And there's a pregnancy system file too. I don't know if you guys have you guys played with?
Yes, I did.
Okay, tell us about your experience.
This was also why, like, there was just a couple of things, like some of the moodlets were like also problematic. Because one of them was my body ... It's terrible. It's sad +2, and it's got a pig.
Oh,
and it's got a pig icon, and it said,
I didn't see the pig.
What is happening to Penny's figure? And it's from being pregnant. There's also an I am huge moodlet. You get insecure +2. Penny is not enjoying the additional weight.
I mean, to be fair, I could see Penny Pizzazz having that issue, but not all moms.
I know, but I was
like, not all moms.
And she also went from giving birth to immediately being on her period. And I was like, dear Lord, just let her have a day.
Honey.
That's unfair. That's not fair.
Oh, honeys, you haven't given birth, have you?
I know, but it's still like
spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're getting into it.
Look it up. It's called Lucia. It's horrible.
Oh, but yeah.
But anyway,
on that note,
I didn't enjoy the pig icon. Where I was like, man, that's sad. That's a bummer. So
I didn't like the. There was one that like made you were sad about being pregnant.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, sometimes, but not this particular sim. Go away.
Because I only played with Penny. Penny was the only one who was pregnant while I played, but it was still like, she also had a don't ever, because her kid was a toddler by the time I left that house. So she had a don't ever grow up moodlet, and it was sad +2 from memory. And I was like,
oh, that's cute though.
Emotions. I don't need that many in The Sims.
I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to have multiple opinions on this, and I truly haven't explored it too much, but I'm just really excited about this mod because my favorite thing about Sims 4 and Sims 3, I guess a little bit, is the moodlets. They didn't really have them as much in Sims 3, but that's what kind of helped me keep track of, you know, levels. And in 4, the moodlets are kind of just like these nice extras, and to me, they help a lot with storytelling. So I'm excited to see all the new emotions, the new options that will come up, the good, the bad, the ugly. And, you know, from there, I'll see if I want to, you know, keep this mod in or not.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're down to the bottom line. What do you think, Caitlin? Are you going to, would you recommend this slice of life, and will you be keeping it in your game?
I would actually like the traits and the turn on, turn off are things I've been really been looking forward to some kind of a turn on chemistry option in Sims 4. So I was delighted that it was in here. I might remove the period one after a little bit just because that's so long. It's so long to be in your game. I think I'm going to keep it in there. I think I'm going to remove the fact that it's customizable is great because of how there's different aspects of this mod all over the place. So the fact you can take out the stuff you don't like is golden. So yeah, I'd recommend it, and I'm going to keep in at least some of it into my game. What about you?
Yeah, so I think I'm going to keep it, you know, at least parts of it. I may not keep all parts of it forever. And you do have to kind of keep an eye out for updates, but I like the customability. Is that a word?
Customizability?
The customization that you can do.
There you go.
I really like the blushing. I just think it's really cute. The cheery eyes don't show up as well on my little screen, but I've seen it in Let's Plays on YouTube, and it can be very pretty. Yeah, I'm happy now that I've taken out the pregnancy and the periods. And I think it's a really good mod if you are kind of used to The Sims 4 and you're getting a little bit tired of the same old moodlets and things, and you just want to see something a little different in your game. So yeah, I think it's a good mod. Kawaii Stacy's reputation is deserved. This is the first one of hers I ever tried, so.
Same.
Yeah, and this is the type of mod that I think I'm excited about. Mm-hmm. Just, you know, the sort of storytelling, behavioral, you know, fun little add-ons. I give it 3 out of 4 Plumbobs.
Sure. I'll never remember that system, but for this episode, 3 out of 4 Plumbobs.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So, shall we move on to our new segment called What Just Happened?
Guys. Yeah, let's. I'm excited about this.
I'm so excited about this story.
I know. I'm so glad you get to tell it. We instituted this segment after collecting stories for our fails episode, and we actually launched the segment right before the fails episode was aired. So we hope you're enjoying it, and please send us more stories so we can keep doing it because it's really fun.
Yeah.
We have so many and we want even more.
Caitlin, what just happened?
Okay, so in the first generation of my Legacy Challenge, my founder Travis's husband died while Travis was pregnant. On Love Day, Travis went to the bar to find someone to go on a date with, but didn't have any luck, and then he went into labor at the bar. He had the baby and then went home, showered, and immediately asked a random girl out who he met that day. They completed everything they had to do on the date, and they both had to be playful at the same time, so I had them doing funny socials over and over again. Travis ended up dying of laughter.
Oh, no.
I finally managed to get his oldest son, Noel, over to the lot, but it was too late. So the teenage son was orphaned and left with 3 kid siblings, a toddler, and a 1-day-old baby to take care of.
No.
This is just part 1 because I was collecting this story and I immediately asked for like an update because, oh my God. And her response was, I did. Since the boy ended up at the bar at 6:30 a.m. on a Saturday, he skipped his first day of work and started drinking, then seduced the bartender so she could move in with him and help take care of the kids.
Okay, that's one way to do it.
Also, I have the Hoe It Up mod, so he and his next youngest brother, once he aged up, would trade days taking off from school to go to that same bar and prostitute for money. It had to happen.
I also perform sex work?
Yes. I also follow it up as like, Is everybody okay? And she was like, oh, happy to report they all ended up fine. The older son married the bartender, and they eventually had a kid of their own. The next youngest became the heir, and all the siblings managed to stay alive and relatively well once they got over their father's death. That is from
Hey, man.
That is from Blue Gray Diamond on Reddit.
Wow. Thank you, Blue Gray Diamond. That was a journey that we all just went on.
That's a lot. That's intense.
I
just keep picturing Travis Scott.
Me
For some reason, she didn't mention the other.
That's what I was picturing too.
So in my mind, it's like Travis Scott and Travis Scott. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. But that's what I have in my head.
But I pictured the same thing. So
this was a story when I was collecting everything and putting them into our folders. This was a story I'd be like to people who don't play The Sims. I'd be like, please read this story. Please read this. Please read this adventure.
Yeah. This is pretty much what we do. So,
and this is why we do it for the llama drama.
They're like, is the Hoe It Up mod? I was like, yeah. Please give it back. Bring back my phone.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You need
that one.
Maybe that's the next mod to review.
It's going on a list somewhere.
Just like all of us are.
Yeah. We're there already. Let's be honest.
What have I been searching? Only the CIA knows. Or was it the NSA? Who's spying on us now? I forget.
Everybody. It's okay.
Does the secret agency in The Sims have a name? I haven't played that far in Strangerville.
I don't know. Because there's two. There's like the one on the military track, and then there's the secret agent career.
Yeah. I meant the military one.
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
Mulder and Scully X-Files style, but
I like the Illuminati myself.
Watching us too. Yes, the Illuminati is always watching.
Yeah. I love that. All right. So what's coming up next?
So here's what's coming up next. Cowplant is being punished. A group of 3 women who do not like kids in The Sims. They are going to be playing the 7 Toddlers Challenge. I cannot wait to see what this brings. If you're interested,
they're gonna cry,
and I cannot wait.
They already got mad at me.
Yeah. So Roxy has been playing the 7 Toddlers Challenge and has been recording some video of that. So if you want to check that out, it is on our YouTube page. We've got a couple parts going. And it should be finished by the time you hear this episode. So
exciting.
Check it out. Plus, Llama is coming back next with another lore episode. We've gotten some great feedback on those. So this one is for you. It is a semi-sequel to our pancakes/newbies conversation. We're going to be covering the Broke family.
Yeah.
So these are a long time Sim staple. So don't miss this one.
They do drama right.
They do drama llamas right.
And we want to share a couple of shout outs. If you want to shout out, give us a review on Apple Podcast or just say something really nice about us on Facebook, somewhere where we can see it, and then we'll give you a shout out.
It doesn't take much. We're so desperate for love.
Oh.
We are.
You didn't have to go that far, Melissa. They don't need to know my issues. But anyway.
You won't get it if you don't ask.
It's true. Validate us. All right. I'm sorry. I have an obsession with The Simpsons, and there's this scene where Lisa is like, school's closed, and so she's like freaking out, and she goes to her mom, and he's like, evaluate and rank me. I'm good, and oh so smart. Grade me. So that's what I'm usually referencing when I say that. I'm not actually that desperate. All right, Nicholas.
I know the reference.
Thank you. I know. I have to explain things though, because sometimes like y'all youngins haven't seen The Simpsons episodes as far back as I have. No offense to you two. All right. Nicholas 508 on Apple Podcasts. He wrote us a 5-star review. It says, BFFs. None of my friends play The Sims. #relatable. So I love listening to you guys while I'm at work. I drive a ton, so it makes my day go by much quicker, and everything you guys talk about is very relatable for me and my real friends, aka The Sims. LOL.
Aww.
Thank you, Nicholas. I don't know if that's your name, but your username, so it's good enough for me. That's such a sweet review.
As someone who also I have a long commute. I don't know if you drive for work, or for getting to work, but I get that. So happy to provide some solace on your work days.
a lot of times when I'm feeling like a little bummed or stressed, I'll just pop on this week's episode, even though I've already heard it, and listen to it in the car.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you're wondering, that's why I try to make it sure it's really loud so you can hear it in the car. You're welcome. And then we had one other shout out I wanted to share. It's from Meevist on Twitter. And they said, thank you at Plumbobcast for combining my very niche love of podcasts, Sims, and MFM all in one place. You're welcome. And it's true. We actually, our team met through an MFM Sims group. So they're both very close to our hearts.
MFM being the podcast My Favorite Murder. Check that out if you are into true crime and laughter.
It's true. And mental health and all that good stuff.
And body positivity and girl power and boy power and happiness and empowerment and good stuff.
So yeah, where can you find us? We're not just a podcast. We are all over the place. We got social media coming out our sim ears.
We are absolutely all over the place. and that's not the tangent team.
And literally all over the place. So we're on Instagram and Twitter as Plumbobcast. We are on Reddit as Plumbob Podcast. We are on Facebook and Tumblr as Under the Plumbob Podcast. And if you can't remember all that, it's fine because you just have to remember undertheplumbob.com. We've got a contact form so you can email us without having to actually remember our email address and all our social media contacts and all our extra goodies like Caitlin's amazing chart on how to appease the gnomes at Harvest Fest.
All the gnomes.
Just Google us. You'll find us somewhere.
Yeah, Under the Plumbob. Don't forget. So, Caitlin, you want to tell them about our video content?
Sure. So we're on Twitch and on YouTube, and YouTube's where you can actually see Roxy's 7 toddler challenge.
It's so cool. It's actually raising townies. So I took the townies, some well-known townies, and turned them into toddlers, and it's so
Spoiler alert.
I know, but just go watch it.
Where are we on those things? We are up at
Twitch, and I just changed the name on the YouTube to Under the Plumbob Podcast.
So we are Under the Plumbob Podcast on both of those, Twitch and YouTube. Yep. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, Google Play, and anywhere else. If we're not already there, please tell us. We'll try to be there.
Should we start saying Apple Podcasts because iTunes is dying?
We should. I'm sorry. I'll change that. But yeah, Apple Podcasts. And, that's where it counts is listening and reviewing. Well, listening is where it counts the most.
Maybe they'll make it easier to review because, Jesus, it's hard to review or rate a podcast.
Truth.
On Apple Podcasts.
It's easier on Apple than anywhere else. I was actually listening to a show today and they said, rate us on Spotify. So maybe it's easy on Spotify.
You can rate on Spotify?
I have no idea. I don't use Spotify. But
second.
So you can rate us on Spotify. You can rate us anywhere you want to.
You can do it on Twitter. Twitter? You can do it on Stitcher. But God bless you if you do, because this is the hardest system to do it on, and no one has any ratings, even the most famous podcasts on Stitcher.
It's hard to rate stuff.
The thing about rating and reviewing is that most people can see the iTunes reviews, because you can see it even if you're not using Apple Podcasts, and it helps people know the show is good. I should check it out. So I think that's key. You can also just shout us out on any of those networks like Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, Tumblr. Just tell your friends, hey, this is a cool podcast. It comes out weekly. It's great to fill the gap when I can't actually be in front of my computer playing The Sims.
Yeah, if this is your favorite show, if you have a favorite episode, you can share that and be like, hey, listen to this.
Yeah, start with this one.
Oh my God, it's July, you guys. So we also have that other thing that I forgot to put in the script because it's June, but it's actually July. That they can actually join us on Patreon.
Nah.
Anyone who joins can get our secret special Batcave Discord channel where they get a direct line to us.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're here.
So please do that. Or check it out at least. See what we got to offer.
Yeah. More to come.
Yeah. Writing and research credits go to Vanity. And Caitlin, you're already here. You don't need a credit.
Put my name where I put my name.
And Carl.
Always Carl.
I'm sure he helped somehow. Honestly, I do thank some YouTubers because they started using this mod, or they did a review of it that got my attention on it. And I was like, oh, seems to be a new up and coming mod. Let's cover it. So I know English Simmer did, and I think Plumbella did, and Vixella, and a bunch of the other ones. So just Google and YouTube for Slice of Life if you want to see this stuff in action. Oh my God, guys. We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We had a slice of life. It was delicious.
Got some bitter, got some sweet.
Tastier than that carob cake.
Sugar-free wellness cake.
Yeah.
There's coconut in it. It's fine.
No,
it's delicious.
No.
No?
Everyone knows you're just learning wellness so you can learn to teleport.
It's real cool, guys. I mean...
Call back to our skills/hobbies episode.
He can also DJ some awesome mixes.
Word.
So take your DJ yoga sim and do some amazing emotional slice of lifey things with your turn-ons and your turn-offs and your cheaty talents that raise your skills.
I think it's time to listen to your mom, click yourself, suck it up, and go back to the real world.
All right, fine.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Happy singing.
Bye.
Badish. Dag dag.